Elden Ring, Night Rain. A vastly different game than Elden Ring base game, or just Elden Ring. Which at first, I won't deny that I was a little skeptical that could be very good. But after more and more trailers started coming out, I did start kinda, falling in love with the idea of it, solely for the purpose of the multiplayer. At the time, I had no clue. I think around the first or second trailer, I had absolutely no idea that it was gonna be a roguelike where you just keep going in and out. I fell in love with the idea because, as I said, the multiplayer. And so did my friend. We'll call him Jay. Jake. Because his name is Jake. Creative, right? So, it was exciting. We planned, like, we're definitely going to get this game. We're going to play multiplayer. And for some reason, as soon as it came out, I was playing alone. So that is the reason why this is going to be all solo gameplay in the background. Not because of my choice, but because of lack of friends. The difference between Elden Ring and Elden Ring Night Rain. I would say it was a good choice. Solely because it brought something new, right? It wasn't. I feel like all the Souls games have been generally the same. Get gear, go through the playthrough, get more and more powerful, could become like unstoppable by the end of it. Granted, I've only played a handful of the FromSoft Souls games, so I'm not a leading expert on the topic, but I am confident enough to say that I've played enough to know it generally follows the same layout. Now, I could be wrong. I've only played Elden Ring, Sekiro, Lords of the Fallen, which I'm not even sure is from FromSoft, I'm going to be honest. And I believe that is it. Should I play other ones? Yes, because they all look really good, and I have just not gotten to it. I hear bad stuff about Dark Souls 2, though. So, if anyone has any suggestions, list them. See which ones I should play, which ones I shouldn't. So I'm just going to go in my skill level. This game, I had completely forgotten how hard this game was. Not even just Night Rain, just the Souls games in general. Because I played Elden Ring at launch, basically. And after I beat that game and beat it a couple of times, I would say like 3 or 4, I dropped it, basically. And I did not get the DLC, even though I meant to. I was so meant to. And I just didn't end up going back to it. So, needless to say, I was a little rusty, which definitely shows in the first couple hours I was playing this game. Going into it, I was like, I was scared. I'm not gonna lie, and I had every reason to be, because, dear Lord, I forgot how patient you have to be with this game. And it doesn't help the fact that I was playing the new Doom game right before I started playing this game. And I don't know if anyone has played it, you'll know that the Doom games are very go in, kill them, overpowered, just have fun stamping over a bunch of people, demons, thingy things. But Elden Ring, Souls games, FromSoft is so different from any other game that I have played. You really have to be patient, which is not a very defining feature of me. I don't know why I said it like I was a character in a game, but you get the point. It was hard. It was very hard. Okay, but get back on topic. Back on topic. There's a point to this video, I swear. I did eventually get better at the game after, like, I would say, like 5 hours of warming up, and did switch characters in the process, which segue into the next topic, the character selection. Now, this probably isn't a problem with most people who choose the character they want to play in this game, but I played Sekiro. It was one of the only other games I've played from FromSoft, and I thought, hey, I would really like to parry. And in one of the trailers I saw, they released this character that could parry. I was so excited because I was like, I love having to be able to just click a button and just negate all the damage. Not like a shield or anything, but a parry. Time the parry. I love parrying in general, in every game. If it's a good game, it has parrying. If it doesn't, trash. Change my mind. Don't actually. But I think I had a little more difficulty choosing a character than most people would in this game, and not for the reason you think. So, as there are on Instagram, TikTok, yada yada, there's memes, right? Memes come out of games. Memes come out of just anything that is generally even a little bit popular or gains traction, even if it's in a small niche. And this game definitely gained traction. I don't know if it's a small niche. I don't know how popular it is just in general with the gaming community. But I saw this one meme about the Executor, the character that parries. See, full circle there. And I don't know if it's just my feed or my friends sending me these things. As some of you probably know if you've played the game, the Executor can transform. And something that I've gotten in my feed is these alpha, sigma, really cringe, just extremely cringe memes of people who say and do some pretty cringy stuff that anytime you see it, you don't want to see it. So that tainted it. Let me be clear. I saw those memes before I saw which character it applied to. I saw the transformations. I didn't know that was the parry character. So when I went to go choose the character in the game, I saw that it was the parry character. And I can't express how upset I was that the character I was so desperately ready to play, the Executor, the parry man, my love, the legend, was the source of these alpha, sigma, werewolf cringe memes. It made me sad. That's as plainly as I can put it. It made me sad. It ruined it for me. Therefore, I went with Wilder, the character you start with, the character that you kind of jump into, the tutorial character basically, the one that gives you up first. I stuck with him for a little bit, and you know what? I don't know if it was just me. It was fine, but I was ass. Maybe it was just because it was the first 2 hours I played with him. I was terrible. So I eventually switched, and it didn't go. My thought process was parry. I'm good at parrying. That's what I do in every game. I parry. I disappoint myself, really. Because for some reason I thought, the problem with my gameplay is the character I'm using. He can't parry. This isn't the class I was preparing myself for. I didn't play Sekiro to not parry, right? I didn't prepare myself to just switch off a character that doesn't parry. So I switched. And it didn't get better. The fact that I didn't know how to parry was probably a leading factor, because I thought it was the skill button to parry every time, which was it was not. It's not. It's the block button. You just have to time the block good, and I didn't know that. But eventually, I did get better. So, the classes, right? Or no, we'll go to my playthrough. It was, to say the least. Here, let me put it this way. I have a grand total of, I'm pretty sure, 9 hours of me trying to beat the first boss. 9 real life hours. That is not something I thought was going to happen. I thought I would get through at least 2 bosses. Because I'll be honest, I'm not the best Souls player, but I was competent enough to beat the couple of bosses earlier than I should have. I was the type to fight the tree sentinel as soon as you get out, and I won. And Elden Ring was my first Souls game. I didn't win fast. I won after a while of trying, but I won. And that has given me the confidence to say I'm not bad. I think I am average or just teetering, just about to go in the above average spots, you know? So imagine my surprise when I'm on about the 15th run and I still have not gone past the fucking dog. It took me a long time to even get to the dog, I'll be honest. It took me my three final runs were the only three runs where I actually got to the boss. I could be mistaken. I have taken a break since then. And when I say break, I mean a couple days. 2 days. Because it was a humbling experience, to say the least. And the Margit boss, if the Margit boss came up before, like in the second selection, I was just not winning. I did not win because I just did not know anything about his blood moveset. Like, I don't know if that was in the first game or not. Like, I don't remember. I don't think it was. But if you showed up in the second boss, second night, I did not win. I had a restart. I didn't even restart before. I could have because I was playing solo, but I didn't for some reason. I just kept trying and wasted time, even though I knew I was gonna win. But I did. I feel like that's a FromSoft's player mindset. You didn't lose until you lose. But I did lose. I lost every time. So, Jesus, I'm getting worked up just thinking about it. I won at the end, right? My final playthrough, I did it solo. I'll show you some of the final one, because it's while I'm playing, like leading up to that, like in the background right now. I'll show you what happened. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit because I don't want to I wasn't talking. And I'll be honest. I listen to background stuff while I'm playing games. That's why there's no background. That's why this is me narrating instead of you just watching me. Because if I'm playing alone, I hate the silence unless it's like a good soundtrack for the game, which there is. But I have ADHD, brain rot, Gen Z brain, and I need that background noise. Unless I'm really focusing. If I'm really focusing, the background noise just pisses me off, which is a weird combination, weird thing to have both. I feel like it makes sense. Stutter. So let me just say, the satisfaction in this game when you beat a boss that you've been trying to beat for so long dies. I said that's so weird, but I know it makes sense. You can put it together, put the dots together. You're smart. It's so worth fighting for, and I think that's why I love these games, the Souls games. I haven't played a lot. My first one was Elden Ring, as I said, but it's so good. I feel like you wouldn't understand if you haven't played one of these games how satisfying it is. Like, there are other games that are hard, but just something about the Souls games, specifically FromSoft games, that just make you want to keep playing till you win. It's a very, very satisfying feeling. Does it take forever to get to that feeling? Yes, it does. But that makes it all the better. All the journey to the winning part is what makes it good. And it is so good. I think the first game, Elden Ring, had a better feeling of it, if I'm being honest. Because this second one is just so fast paced. It's hard to really just slow down and enjoy the victory, kind of. You're just looking for the next thing to do. Maybe I play the game wrong, but I try to fight all the big bosses to get all the best stuff, which is probably not what you're supposed to do, but it works for me. I got to level like 13 to 14 by doing that. I'm not going to show all that because I don't know where it is in these hours of footage. I honestly would have to watch all of it through, and that would take hours because I did have hours. I recorded all 9 hours of me playing this first map game. Shit. I'm not going to do that because I don't know which one it is. So, I'm sorry, but I'm sure you'll see snippets of it in this. I might find it. If I do, I'll tell you. If I didn't tell you by now, then I did find it. Sorry. But anyway, this game is very, how do I say, worth it, I think is the best way to put it. Because it's just, you work for it. And that sounds like something that you don't want to do. It's not when you play a game. Your first thought isn't, "I want to work for this victory. I want to work to play this game." But it just feels so good to do what you set out to do, even if it takes, because it makes you get better, right? This game makes you get better because there's no other way to win. Like, even the easy ways, like quote unquote easy, like the mage classes and stuff, you still gotta work for it. You still gotta learn the patterns of the boss. You still gotta learn when to do something and when to not, when to dodge, when it's a feint, when there's a big ass explosion that just completely one shots you, and if you gotta dodge it. It's just a learning experience. And I think at the end of the day, the learning experience is really what's important. I'm just talking about ass now. No, it's just satisfying to kill these fuckers.